Rising. You already know the vibes. Um, See the title. Know the expression about the pain. So that's what that means. Remember when you was a kid and you lost your balloon, floated up. First thing you did was say, "Ah, my balloon gone." Or if they dropped the ice cream, and the kid did start crying. Or somebody took your toy as a kid. First thing the kid said, "Know the expression by the pain." Mature people, right, who are on their dean as far as adults, they're gonna cherish what they love. They're gonna love it. They're gonna check for it. They're gonna make sure everything is right for it. That's just how love works. You can't constantly put things in categories from mental insignificance. And that be the problem with most people. That a lot of people don't want to address the fact that you're mentally insignificant. Meaning you don't know how to think. And you choose to say backward shit in conversations of maturity. And a lot of people just won't address these things. Supreme Rising. A lot of people just won't address it. And because they don't address it, people allow it to be a characteristic like it's real. And that shit ain't real. It's not even a real thing. So you'll have other people who are not mature that act like they don't understand what respect and love and all this stuff is and what it means to show up for what you own or what you stand for, and then throw a temper tantrum when the balloon float away. Just like a kid. And then they have all these negative things to say about why the balloon is gone or why they dropped their ice cream or whatever have you. And other adults that are in the same mentality will entertain these mentalities. They'll entertain it and they'll agree. They'll say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming from. And I'm like, what? What are we talking about? Y'all really talking about? And I don't even have to be in the circumference of the third party majority of the time to know right from wrong. How much of that do you entertain as a human being? Do you sit around and just say, Supreme Rising, do you sit around and just say, yeah, yeah, that makes sense because they're a this or they're a that just because it's funny and it's negative, despite the value of somebody choosing to talk about something personal within their own group outside of their section. I remember having a friend when I was younger and I was going to tell them about a money move I was about to make. You know what they told me? This is what they said to me. This is how I knew the difference between fake friends and real friends. And I was young too. I was probably like 23. He said, nah, don't tell me that. I said, why? He's like, 'cause that's your business. I was like, but you mind? I'm trying to. He's like, you'll put me on. Whatever you choose to look out for me with, you do that. But me knowing your business, that's not for me to know. That's your business. He's like, I'm your dude. I'm gonna look out for you. I'm gonna look out for you even when you ain't looking out for yourself. That shit moved me 3 ways from Sunday. That shit moved me 3 ways from Sunday. I ain't never heard a person, and that image in itself was like divine manifested in that person. So I was like, what's that? That's real? That's what a friend does? I ain't know this person from Adam's eyes. I met him up north. It just happened to be a real person in a real situation. You see what I'm saying? So it's just funny when you get a chance to look at values and then knowing that one is just actual and the other one is a digression to growth. Like if you don't grow, you're going to think that way. If you're not mentally stable or significant in your mind, you're going to think that way. If you have immature thoughts, you're going to think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're one of these people that like to scream, I'm a product of my environment, you're going to think that way. But that's your choice. It takes your own personal strength to show up happy every day. And happiness has nothing to do with just you always being on some, yee, I'm happy. No, it's you being conducive and comfortable with it. How comfortable are you? Like, what's comfortability for you? And I've said numerous amount of times, we live in a place where there's adversity, ups and downs, lefts and rights, bigs and talls. Unfortunately, some people ain't tall enough to reach the higher branch because they're naturally short. Some people are so tall they can't walk through the smaller doors. You know what I'm saying? This is just differences that we're going to have to deal with forever. You have different colors everywhere you look, but you have a disdain for differences. That should make you feel some type of way. Like, how do I have so much disdain for differences when I'm in a place of difference? Think about that. I'm just logical common sense. Because the only reason why I'm speaking on it, because it's saturating. Like, everybody think this is a logical conversation. You have it in the government, you have it on the news, you have it in podcasts, you have it on social media, you have it everywhere. You have retarded people using it as a form of agitation or antagonizing. And the point of the matter is, it's not even logical. That's the depths of this. It's not even logical. Nobody's sitting around saying, damn, why are we having a conversation that everything in existence deals with, but one set of people just can't get that shit through their motherfucking head? But you would choose to argue with that. That makes you as dumb as that motherfucker. I'm so serious, like, y'all don't even know why y'all ain't digressed to that thought pattern yet. Everything in life follows the same regimen. Now, unfortunately, within our own culture, relationships, families, job, workplaces, and all these other circumstances picks up this same dumbass energy. And it starts to pattern its way through different circumstances, opposing its own reality. What does that mean? That means the same function, opposite of its reality, tends to show its face every so often. And by default, some dumbass group of people start to agree with it. The only thing that's indifferent here on earth is what they put on top of it. Should I repeat that? The only thing indifferent here on earth is what you put on top of it. Otherwise, everything else is fucking fine. Doesn't have an issue. Doesn't need legislation. It doesn't need your point of view. You're tender as fuck. You're tender. You falling off the damn bone. And I'm supposed to argue with what? You're falling a fucking part. This is the reality to it. Supreme Rising. Supreme Rising. This is the reality, yo. Yet to the notion, nobody is thinking this way yet. Y'all want to say, ooh, somebody about to do this, and ooh, somebody about to do that. Give a damn what nobody think. Weapons formed every day. Somebody thinking of something bad every day. You know why? Because when you somewhere you don't supposed to be, it's like a friction. It's an agitation. And some people's agitation spills out of the glass for everybody to feel. What do we know that to be? A damn temper tantrum. That's just what it's going to be. I remember back in the day when we was in school, people was like, the sun is too bright. We need to build things to block the sun. Ottomans and why you running from the damn sun? For what? And it does so much. All that gold that comes down out of that light solidifies in the earth. Y'all wear it as jewelry, though. You hate the sun, but you love it. Motherfuckers is confused. And nobody's saying none of this shit because y'all worried about what somebody gonna say. At the end of the day, people been saying shit since the beginning of the time. That's the only reason why we are where we are right now, because everybody's listening and talking. Nobody's just being still. When you leave things alone, it's going to do what it's going to do, and you can't do nothing about that. Nobody in the world. When you leave it alone, it does what it's going to do. Unfortunately, some things needed to be contained, and they're not in their home. So we gave them love. Why do you think we keep giving love? People say, y'all stupid. You won't do this, you won't do that. Well, there's an ordinance of energy. When you are the first, you know the contract. It's embedded in your soul. I used to say this shit too. And I asked Divine. Well, Divine said, I only tell what's mine directly the truth. You feel it within you. This is not word. Divine is embedded in our sincerity, in our feelings. So when the world started talking, we turned away from what we knew communication to be. That's putting down divinity. So we knew we had it embedded in us, all the understandings of morality, the natural land laws. We had that instilled in us. That didn't have to be a book. But when you erase what tells you how things work in a process, or you kill these things, you have nothing to give you the manual. Now you have to feel it back again. And this is why it's so much stupid conversations going on about things that don't have logic. Because if I can keep you arguing about this, you won't feel nothing. Because the more you talk, that sound reverberates and it bounces off your physical existence. So if you got one sound going in there, how is another frequency going to come in there and show you anything? This is plainly put. Forget all the stars, space, spangles, and magical, mystical, and all this bullshit. This is really what it is. That's why every time you turn on a fucking TV, it's a dumbass commercial with somebody trying to tell you to buy something. That's why every time you try to do something, somebody trying to step in and tell you they want to help you do some shit. This is why every time you get involved in something, somebody tries to tell you, even that looks like you, that what you got ain't for you. Energies that look like you can be absorbed by this opposite energy that's opposite of the existence that you live in. You don't have to struggle. You're there. You live there. So stop walking around here acting like you ain't at your own damn house. Stop being scared when somebody says something to you. Stay out of the places where they want to ride up on you on fast with a motherfucking Batman car and motherfucking utility belts and shit. Nobody don't give a damn about this process, all these fucking toys that all these people want to play with. What it is you keep wanting to be involved in what's on top of what's natural. So no, you can't hear nothing because you're on top of what's natural. You ain't gonna even sit there and take this shit in consideration. You're gonna go chop this shit up and go make a dope ass fucking podcast to get 500,000 views so you can get $1 or $2. And y'all be walking up and down Divine back, getting all that unconditional love and wonder why you don't really get no presence from it, because your intentions is fucked up. Your sincerity, your communication between you and Divine smashed. Divine don't hear the shit you talking about, but knows your heart though. So every time you show up, and you look a certain way, it's because you're not authentic. Don't ask questions why this don't work or this don't work. Divine, if you good, Divine will keep you safe until there's enough people that deserve it. I'm so serious. And whatever you need, Divine ain't gonna make you go out there and struggle for that. You know why? Because you're too busy doing the work. If you work for my company, why would I have you in the street doing something else? You work for me, so I got to make sure I keep you safe. I need you to continue doing that job as good as you do it. They want to make you believe it's something different. Nah, first and foremost is you. Is you. How well do you work? How efficient are you? They wanted to confuse the science of what you are and how you look and how you came into this world, so you didn't know about your efficiency. The other ones never got a chance to acclimate to efficiency. They just got left behind and they gave them a dumbass brain. So they washed them all the way over. And then they started walking around with their chest out. They put the weakest ones on top and the strength at the bottom. It's like a pyramid. See, this control value. Stated the notions, even how we take care of the children. The baby cry, you gonna go run get that bottle. Your baby, your boss. Same as the tender feet. See the tenders? They're your boss because they can't do shit for their damn self. Let's talk actual. A gun. What's a gun? What's a gun for? Because you can't scrap. Everybody got to change this law and do that, do that. That shit sound like a bunch of fear to me. You got to go behind a screen to talk shit to somebody you don't even know. As far as the world got, we can speculate all this dumb shit, but at the end of the day, it's still stupid, and it explains the fact that you mad because you in a place that's not natural for you. I know that, but I allowed you to be here. It's not like you can't be somewhere else. It's caves here. You can get out the sun. You don't gotta feel bad. You know, there's some foods here that's good for you too that you can eat. You could be with your people and stay over there and live good. You ain't gotta come out here with the negativity. But you mad because when you step out, it bothers you so much. And you see how everybody else is happy within their own existence, and that triggers an inside energy. We don't know what that shit is because we didn't come from that. We know about it now, but we didn't know about that. That's not something we was birthed with. But we know about it really good now. And that's the reality. We know real well now how negativity plays a role. We know how it feels if we inflict it. And lack thereof of our connection to where we come from, that starts to feel like power. We forgot what power felt like being one with the system itself. Like really being able to be calm and breathe and feel the wind go back and forth as you breathe in and exhale. Stand by the ocean. You so calm. The waves push and pull as your force comes off you. You raise your frequency and the clouds part the sky. You see the sun. You are one with the system. We don't have to have hate for nothing because we're home. That's why we gave another home to something else that didn't have one. Why do you think they got orphanages? You think they came up with that idea? Nah, we've been taking people in, even on Earth. We've been feeding other cultures. We've been mothering other cultures. So disrespectful. You live. You live off the milk of my life. Supreme Rising. We keep giving and nobody's grateful for that. All this mines and trespassing. You can't go here and we're going to do this and do that. And it's not even yours to do that with. Just being nice to you because you ain't have a house of your own. And that's what we forgot. All the yelling and screaming, it doesn't have to happen. You just got to understand. The blood cells in your body is identical to the blood cells in the trees. The only difference is the blood cells in the trees are green. You are an original person here on this earth. There's nothing that you need a document. There's no paper that needs to explain that. You carry the earth in you. You carry the sun as your life force. You are one with what you are in. Why do you think they wanted you women to put your feet back on the earth and get off those damn high hills? Why do you think they wanted you to let your hair out and do it how you do it? Don't do it with all that stuff. Because the earth is literally a part of you. Literally. See when they did to Henrietta? They chopped her up and made her into medicine. See when they did to Carver? They chopped his pecker off. They ain't even let him have a woman. After he gave them a whole bunch. He gave them a plant that makes plastic and they started eating it. Fucking crazy, right? Like he created you a plant so you didn't have to tear down trees so you can make plastics and stuff, soy, but then they started eating it and find out that soy gives men estrogen. So then men started having titties. Yeah, they knew that too. They knew that. See, it's a disdain, You gotta understand the difference in between hate and envy. Y'all keep thinking it's this type of terms that they create. When you are envious, you're mad because it's something that you can't have. And you know you can't change that. So that's dangerous. And that's the life we've been living. Dangerous. See, the actuality is it's not a room, it's no place to have these conversations because you just don't remember that and you don't see that you are what you are on. We're contained. Like chickens in the egg, the egg shell had to be made by the same things the feathers are made from the chicken. So if we're contained here, that means divine made this place what makes us ether. Same thing we're contained in. It conducts energy for us too. We still love it. We'll be like, yeah, you can have a place to be. You can have a couch. You need to stay a little while. A day is 1,000 years. We've been here about a week or so. Tearing shit up. We appreciate y'all, some of y'all, trying to see the truth, even though y'all was lost too. We appreciate some of y'all trying to see the truth. But like, we don't need saviors. What we need is people not to break stuff. Because what Divine did, it was already fine, and it didn't need nobody to fix it. So we need people to stop breaking stuff and damming stuff up and like taking stuff from places where they don't need to be or like changing names. Like we don't need all that. Like all that extra stuff, we don't need that. We really don't. And then on top of that, like it's really not much y'all got to do. Y'all can go somewhere and like chill out. Y'all can just go somewhere and like retire. I'm serious. Like y'all could just go and just, I don't know, find a mountain somewhere and just grow some stuff and just live and be happy. We ain't gonna fuck with y'all. We don't even want none of that. We don't want none of that. We like seasonings and we like hot peppers. We like natural things. We like the sun. We like all that. So we can help y'all get to a place to where y'all can be comfortable and do whatever the hell y'all want. For real, for real. We can do that. We've done it plenty of times. Like we've helped so much. I don't think we have a problem doing that. But see, you got to stop breaking stuff. You got to stop breaking stuff. That's just what it is. If you can stop breaking stuff, then we can get along. Like people, stop breaking people. Just stop breaking stuff. We understand y'all mad though. We understand y'all mad. You know what I'm saying? And y'all want to go home and all that. We understand that. And you want you want a son that serves you. We understand that. You'll get it. You'll get it if you can be right. You'll get it. You know, you'll get it if you can be right. I think divine will extend y'all an olive branch for your own existence, but you got to get through it. You got to be able to hold on to the divine through all of this, like all of your personal feelings, like the fleshly feelings that make you want to react. If you can fight against that because it's about resistance, that's the key here. See, that's what y'all didn't learn. Y'all didn't know this place was about resistance. So if you can resist, right, your own measures, divine will bless you. It'll grant you an olive branch, a place of your own. But y'all didn't know that. That's why the adversary can't get out of here. He was like, well, shit, I'll use them for my people. I'll make them into my image. When y'all came, we was trying to help y'all out. But then y'all followed the adversary. So y'all might not even get your own place back. You might not get it. You know what I'm saying? You might not have that back. But if you can get it back, you know what I'm saying, by y'all doing right, that would mean, you got to stop breaking shit. So that's what that is. And that's how that's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, a lot of people never gonna understand the reality of anything because, like I said, attention span and the level of mind capacity is like this big. Or you can say some logical shit to people in the most sound way, and you know they're gonna do like what the fuck are you talking about? It ain't that serious. It's not that serious. I'm actually trying to help you right now. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see that. And that's how intelligence really works. You know what I'm saying? So you at the end of the day, intelligence is just a value that, comes from a deeper level of capacity that you use to rise a situation and a notion to where it's freeing and liberating. I'm literally liberating you, but you don't see it because you like burdens. That's interesting. You know how a sect of people can digress to a mentality that doesn't even serve them, but they believe it does. You see how that manipulation works? When you believe that what you're doing is serving you and it doesn't even. Eight ball corner pocket. I ain't gonna hold you. Just trying to show you something. NAGA the Wise.